Hi, so we're back here with another few games. Going to try and push to 1000. So here, I'm focusing on keeping up the moves nice and fast. That's why we just dropped that problem. But our opponent didn't capitalize on our mistake there by taking. We dropped our bishop back to a7 again, just as a quick move to try and keep time pressure on our opponent. But potentially this might get a bit in the way for our queenside attack. Here though, we're not going to miss when our opponent drops pawns, and we're just going to take that. Again, we're threatening to keep on expanding, keep on the pressure up against our opponent, and he's walked into a fork here. So at the very least, we'll be winning an exchange. Need to be wary that our opponent can actually nip back here. Oh, I was going to say they could have popped back threatening checkmate. They've tried to do it, but they've forgotten about our sleeping bishop on a7. This is why I like having that sneaky bishop at this lower level, as you can get away with controlling a long diagonal, which your opponent can often forget about. But yeah, here this is looking like it's lost already, and game abandoned by our opponent. Let's jump straight in with another one and see if we can push for 1000. So here again, we're going to respond classically against e4 push. This is, as I mentioned, not something that I usually play, but one which I think at this level, as long as you're playing sensible moves, it's hard for your opponent to punish. Again, we've gone for our sneaky tucked away bishop. We're just going to keep on developing here, potentially opening lines for our pieces. Okay. Our opponent can take here with the discovery, but it's not something we're super concerned about, because that would have just brought more pieces towards their king for the attack, which, as I've said before, at this rating, at this sort of time control, aggression is key. So now our opponent tries to do a discovery here, but at this point it's defended, so we can actually just take that one. Yeah, I like taking with the knight. We'll keep our bishop hidden, and we'll keep the pressure up. Take that free pawn, and I think give this guy a little kick for good measure. Okay, we can actually take this one immediately. Could we have taken that before? No. So, question is, do we even want this guy? He's so offside. He's not coming back into the party anytime soon, or at least any particular way we're worried about. So you know what? There's a free piece there, but do I want it? I kind of want to just play queen here and then checkmate him. Go on, let's grab the piece, then we can always swing back and do this. This is probably the best, most principled way to do it. Oh, that was stupid of me. I forgot I was just hanging this one. So never mind. Yeah, I think it would have been best to just ignore that. But not to worry. Nothing too concerning. As I said, we've got a lot of pressure here still. Looking at our opponent. Could even consider a move like knight f3 and bishop takes here, but no need immediately. We can just continue grabbing. We're allowing a bit of counterplay here, which is a bit sloppy of us. So yeah, I'm not actually too happy with how I've played this. Right. So I think here I was focused a little bit too much on speed and less on precise moves. This looks potentially a little worrying in case our opponent could sacrifice here and then play maybe bishop h6. but we do have the dark squares sufficiently covered for now that we can get away with this move. I like the look of rook takes, as it seems a bit more forcing. Obviously, we've got 3 pieces here staring at the f2 square, and white only has 2 defenders, so we can come crashing through. This one keeps our bishop nicely threatening with some discoveries, and if rook takes, we're just going to take with the queen, and we'll be looking landing some devastating checks around our opponent. So say king h2 seems only move. So first thought is this, bishop f2, and yeah, question is whether we want to play rook f8 first. No, let's keep up the forcing moves. So king g3, bishop f2 check, and now the king should probably stay on the g file, but instead he walks into another check. This also covers the queen f7 check and threat mate, but here we are just going to attack the pin piece. Could have played f5, but I think this is fine. We are dropping our knight here, but I don't think this is something to worry about, as we're going to be taking. Yeah, I mean, this is very sloppy play from me, but as shown, good enough at this rating range. We can take this one and check another check, and then after king moves here, we've got the nice move bishop g3 and h6, forcing the king away from the queen. This is actually checkmate. So here we go. Let's jump in one last game, see if we can push for 1,000. So if we can win, this will take us over. So you know what? I'm just going to go immediately with a6 this time, and we're going to play an offbeat opening known as the St. George. So with this one, just got to be aware that our opponent is threatening checkmate, so we're not going to grab that pawn on e4 immediately. Instead, defend it. And again, with checkmate threatened, we're just going to defend. Question is, do we want to play queen f6? Looks a little bit more forcing, as it would have hit both of these ones, and then we would have traded them off. But I think this is fine, and I like the look of this, as we're now threatening to take here and then take on this one, hence why he's played d3. So I think, first off, let's castle. Now we can consider ideas of d5 takes and recapturing with the knight, putting more pressure on this c3 knight. So our opponent puts a stop to that. I think now, which means we'll change our plan slightly. Instead, we're going to go d6, which allows us to move a knight here to the defense tempo. They could have played knight g4 there, which maybe would have been better, but instead they decided to give us a free piece, which we won't complain about. And if they want to just swap queens off, we will recapture that. So thanks for the free piece. We will just bust up our opponent's king side a little bit more and play d5, breaking open the center and allowing more trades if our opponent wants them, which they do. So yeah, we'll just grab the free material on c3 and play rook b8 with some threats of rook b1 check. Now we've got a lovely centralized and outposted knight on d5. We can continue to just build up our pressure. Rook b5 followed by doubling up on b8 file. And yeah, I was just considering whether we wanted to check in knight c3 first, keeping the king restricted. I think in any case, now that we missed actually. We did have knight c3 check, discovering the attack on the rook on e5, but this option is still available to us. Knight c3 check and winning on e5. Could have also played knight f4 check, but knight c3 check's better because, as shown by our opponent, our knight would have been attacked here. Okay, I think again, just drop back to this nice outpost center square and up a full rook and knight. The opponent shouldn't last much longer. So we'll keep on bringing in the pieces, and supported by our knight centrally here, this should spell checkmate very shortly. So I think is it best to drop back? G3. We'll just continue this way, threatening checkmate in one. Opponent has to play G3 here, but then we have the cool move. Yeah, just wanted to show this here. If our opponent played G3, we would have had the cool move knight to F4 check, followed by a checkmate here. But no, he plays this one instead, just allowing us to checkmate on this move. And so that was some scrappy games there, but we've made it to 1,000 rating, climbing the rating ladder. So that's where we'll leave it for today. But yeah, if you've got any suggestions on how I can improve these, aside from just improving the play of my chess, do please let me know in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.